Well, welcome to the Fresno County Department of Public Health Environmental Health Fee and Ordinance meeting. Jeremy, good to see your name again. I hope you're well.
Yeah, hi Vince. Good to see you again as well.
Yeah, it's been, what, a couple years, I think.
Something like that. Yeah. COVID has messed it all up.
That's okay. So, let me get to my little script I got to do here. So this meeting is being recorded and a transcript will be available online after the conclusion of this meeting. Translations or subtexting will be added after the recording is completed for anyone needing translation. During this meeting, please provide any questions you have in the chat section and we'll cover them as time permits, which I'm sure we'll have. We'll also provide you with a link to submit any questions or comments on our website should they come up after this. All questions will be provided answers as best we can, and all comments and questions will be available for our Board of Supervisors for their review on December 3rd and possibly the 17th. Environmental health fees were reviewed through a detailed process which involved a time task analysis based on our actual time to perform the inspections and supporting activities. We looked at 2 full fiscal years worth of data before we moved on this. In addition, we reviewed the fee categories, and some facilities will have their categories changed. This may reduce or increase fees and change inspection frequencies. The fee package we'll review was created to assure that we meet some of the requirements of the grand jury report. The grand jury stated to implement a fee structure that makes environmental health self-supporting division in the health department. And we had 180 days in which to complete that, which we're well within. The ordinance portion of the proposed items will make a few changes to our programs we permit, plus we will be addressing through that our unpermitted vendors by taking the offsetting fee, the realignment funds that we use to offset the costs of the fees. We're going to use that money to pay for unpermitted vendor enforcement, and then the 100% for the fees will cover and assure you that you'll receive the services at the set frequencies. Should the board accept the proposal and adopt the new fees and ordinance, they will take effect no sooner than 30 days after. We anticipate the first billing of the new fees will be in February of 2025. This will affect the facilities who have permit expiration date in April, since we send out invoices 60 days prior to their expiration date. Any new facilities will be charged the new fees. Re-inspections and consultation fees will also be charged beginning February 1st, 2025. So now let me go look at the fees here. I will get the clock out of the way. So our current fees are in this column, and our proposed fee amounts are here. I won't bother with the 0 because those are our kennel license and boarding fees for animal control. Our body art program is going to go up not only 11% increase, and those will be the new fees beginning February. Our dairy program is basically still set by the California Department of Food and Ag rate, and we go by that. We did add a dairy inspection program hourly rate. This will be for re-inspections and consultation time. That's a new fee category. It'd be $135 per hour. We would basically charge it by the time we got to your site and the time we spent there. That would be it. We aren't going to charge travel time because some facilities are further out. We can take up to 90 minutes to get to, and it's unfair to charge them and not charge that extra time. So, in our consumer protection unit, which is basically all our food and pools and detention facilities, organized camps and wells. We have all the fees. We have new fee categories here for the detention facilities. 504 for adult court and holding cells, 848 for an adult jail. Juvenile justice campus is 1,192 due to its size. Consumer protection. Again, we're sticking to the 11%. So those will be the new fees. A new fee category that we're putting in, caterer and catering. We'll make sure. Oh, did we have somebody else join us? Okay. That will be specifying those, and they will pay $270 per facility. Farmers market's going to go up 11% to that amount. Our commissaries and their different types, we have their fees here. A new category that we have for the compact mobile food operations. These are the small carts that we have operating in the county now. Those will be specified, separated out from these, and they're going to pay $451 per each cart. The community event, we have a application fee for us to go through and assess whether we have to inspect or not. That'll be $63 per event. We'll look at that. If it qualifies, the event vendor will pay $264 per unit and collect that from each booth that'll be there. The compact mobile food operation, which we have here for the commissary, those carts will be $262 per unit. Confectionery is going up a little bit. Cottage food, new category that we've had for a little bit. Class A and Class B are going up moderately. Same thing with the plan check. The new fee category here is a menu revision. There's $60 per submittal. It does take us time to go through and make sure everything works for the type of cottage food it is. Our food plan checks will go up 11%. We have a new fee category. The larger, greater than 2,000 square feet with 5 or more operations. This could be where it's a grocery store, you have a deli, a bakery. This is kind of like the Walmarts, the Costco's, the large facilities like that have a number of different things in their meat departments. We'll put that all in here rather than charging them all separate fees. We'll give them one grand fee. And all minor remodels will be $654 per project. Host facility, which is the host facility for a caterer, they'll be paying $151 for us to inspect there. Ice plant operator, of course, going up a little bit. Licensed healthcare facility, this is new for us. These are all our elderly healthcare facilities. We have to inspect them 4 times a year for the food. They're going to pay $798. We have the markets without meat going up again. Same thing with markets without a meat department, one with. It's a little different. Not too much to report along these. All again, following the 11% increase in the difference. We're hoping that that's not too much of a burden for people. The restaurants without seating, but 100 square feet, or at those. Satellite food facilities and school cafeterias will be inspecting. These will be the cost for those. We made some new snack bar type decisions that a prepackaged food will be $389 per location. A limited prep might be just hot dogs or anything, just simple prep would be $346. And a full preparation where they're cooking from raw to that is $365. swap meets. We have a couple of those, depending on the number of spaces. That's what they'll pay per year. And we'll inspect those. Organized camps, pretty much pay minimum fee at 50 beds, but once they're over each additional bed over 50, again, that's not going to change. It's $3 per bed. Swimming pools, again, following the 11%. We believe these to be moderate increases to reflect our time. Plan check and the remodel are there. Our new fee category in the water surveillance program, the CalCode water systems. These are the water systems at our unincorporated area restaurants. And those will be $376 per year. And then our state small water systems will pay $197 a year there. The wells are going up moderately again, 11%. The monitoring well, which we didn't charge for, is going to be $260. So technically that's a new fee category. The soil borings we have not charged for. Those will be $231 each. Again, a well destruction will be $573. Our consumer protection unit hourly rate. So anytime we conduct a re-inspection or perform a consultation, it'll be $113 an hour. With us again, at the time, from the time we're there at the site to the time we leave, that'll be charged. Hazardous materials, going to the Certified Unified Program Agency. The above ground APSA, above ground tank petroleum storage act program, we have not been charging fees for a number of years. We are now going to be charging for the services we provide. Tank in an underground area. This is like the service pits in a oil change area. Any tanks in a basement that aren't contained that are over will charge $274. The 1,320 to 9,999 gallon category, $488, and then 10,000 for our full SBCC sites, $784. The hazardous material business plans, all the categories stay changed. We are going up by 24% in Coupa. Still fairly moderate increase, we think, dollar-wise. New fee category here for those is a waste-only business plan. That's just basically to pay for the surge time and a small inspection. That's not much. That's not even the hourly rate. And all our other categories here. Extremely hazardous substance handlers going up 24%. Now we get to CalARP, our accidental release prevention program. Both the CalARP and the federal RMP, same levels. We're going to charge annually $1,141 for a level 1 or program 1 category, and for program level 2 or level 3, it's going to be $1,180. Same thing in both. The other thing that'll apply for all of them across the board, any new RMP submittal, that initial review will be $1,104. And then the annual fees will be paid after that. Underground storage tank, annual permits going up. 1 to 3 tanks. And then the 4 or more tanks will be $2,300. Plan check has gone up a little bit for any new systems 1 to 3. And then 4 or more tanks will be $3,142. All our repair and upgrade existing system permits, piping only, containment systems, lining and recertification, or repair to the monitoring system. Again, following the 24% rule, these will be the new fees. 1,450 for those, 482 for monitoring. Our removals gone up, 461 for the first tank. Each additional tank after is $211. As waste generators, again, we follow the regulations here. Conditionally exempt small quantity generators, we recognize in Fresno County, 162. Small quantity generators are 319, and large quantity generators are 481. That also goes for the RECRA large quantity generators. Tiered permits, again, also going up 24%. You can see them here. Here it is. The California program is our hourly rate, our re-inspections. And for any CalARP audits, if there's a release and we find you at fault, we're going to have to get our time plus any consultation. We'll be at $184 an hour. Our emergency response team, whenever we're doing cost recovery, that rate is jumping big. It's 106%. It's going from $134 an hour to $276. That will only be done in the cases of where it is clearly the fault of the operator, and we'll deal with that. We still have a number of emergency responses where we don't have a responsible party, and we just kind of eat that cost with realignment. But when we have a responsible party and we find that they're at fault, they have to pay that. Our liquid waste pumping vehicles are not going to change at all. They'll be $247 per year, per unit, per year. So that's that. Just a real quick summary. Again, the Certified Unified Program Agency fees went up 24%. The hourly rate went up 69%. Consumer Protection Unit fees up 11%. The hourly rate went up 4%. The dairy rate went up 24%. And of course, 106% for emergency response. The rate increases are here, what we anticipate during those. We will review all the data from 24-25 to make sure that still applies. It could be less than this. We'll let everybody know. We'll send out a notice. But this is what the worst case scenario we believe it to be. Right. Now to get to our ordinance updates. This is our ordinance or board agenda item. And down here. Okay. So the deletions will be, additions and deletions will be in Title 8 and Title 14 water and sewage. Bring the language current with applicable longstanding state regs. We'll also have Title 8 of the Safety Chapter 8.9, solid waste management. Again, this is in line with our permitting, making sure that we're stating the right things in for our permit. Same thing here, 8.5 is our health permits and inspection fees. We're updated and added definitions to existing operations. There were things that we've had down in the permits we no longer do, and there were items that we needed to add to that, so we did. And then storage hazardous substance underground tanks. Again, language for permits and fees. We're getting it in line with current standards. Same thing with the water and sewage here. Again, that deals with the language for well destruction and permitting frequencies. Otherwise, that's all I have. And then the only other thing that we'll be doing, again, as I stated, we will be pursuing, hopefully in this, we'll have in the ordinance language that specifically is for unpermitted vendors, that gives us some enforcement ability to cite them for operating without a permit. If they can be easily permitted, we'll, if applicable, we'll charge them a plan check fee, plus they'll have to pay 2 years worth of fees. for one for their operating in the past and one for future going on. The other thing is we'll also have fines in the amounts of anywhere from 100 to 500. And we can also, if it's not permittable, we can impound their equipment. And if we find somebody doing it a second or third time, we can refer them to the district attorney for further action and possible misdemeanor. So that is what I have. Do we have any questions? Nothing in the chat. Jeremy, you got it.
Hey, thanks, Vince. Appreciate you going through that. I do have a couple of questions for you, and I'll try to make it quick. Regarding the fees, specifically for the Above Ground Petroleum Storage Act, there were proposed fees for tanks and underground areas and also for qualified and full plan facilities. Would the Tayuga fee be a separate fee on top of a full plan facility? Say you have 50,000 gallons and also a Tayuga, or is that intended for facilities that are Tayuga only below 1320 threshold?
That's only for the Tayugas that meet that threshold for that. If it's something where they have other things that pull them in, it's cumulative, as you know. And if with that and their above ground stuff, if they go into this category, we'll only charge one line item.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Then one in the CalARP section, specifically about the document fee. I saw in 950 for RMP facilities, there is a RMP submittal doc review fee. Is there a corresponding doc review fee for CalARP facilities which are not RMP, or will those be charged the RMP doc review fee, or is there no fee for that?
They'll all be charged this. It shouldn't just say RMP. It should say CalARP and RMP.
Got
So
it.
thanks for pointing that out. But yeah, that'll just be the one fee. We'll charge all of them.
Okay.
That's just to do the initial review, prep it for public comment, go through that whole process, do all those things.
Perfect. Thank you. And that leads me to a follow-up then as well about the same fee, that 950D. Will that be charged for 5-year updates as well, or just new RMP?
No, the 5-year updates, that time should be included in our annual fees here.
Okay.
Because what we do is we take the cost and we divide it out over 3 years or 5, however many. And we look at all the time, we add it up and then equally divide it up amongst it.
Perfect. Thank you for answering that. Then I did not see draft ordinance language. Was that public posted yet? And if so, would we be able to drop a link to it?
Yeah, we're going to post it on our website after these meetings. Yeah, check back tomorrow. We'll get it all cleaned up and put it in there.
Perfect. And I think those are my only questions right now. Thank you very much for going through them and giving me the opportunity to ask. Very much appreciated.
Good to hear your voice.
You as well.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, what I'll do is I'll call the meeting right now. If you do have any additional questions or comments that you'd like to submit, certainly follow the link to our webpage. You can leave them there and also email them to us at DPH, just environmental health at FresnoCountyCA.gov. And we'll have all those, we'll answer that. And we'll also provide that to make it available for our board to read if they'd like. All right. Nothing else in the next few minutes? Okay. I thank you for coming, Jeremy, and then others. I appreciate this, and hopefully this all goes well. All right. Bye, folks.